Well, the recent tragedies in Texas and Florida have spurred a Virginia Beach lawmaker into action. He plans to introduce a bill that, if passed, would basically allow the state to go around the federal government. 10 on your side's Andy Fox talked to that person to break down the details, that lawmaker. What do you have to say?
Yeah, it's going to be an important bill that is issued in January. The bill establishes Virginia as a non-federal sponsor of hurricane and flooding risk reduction projects. That means Virginia would be able to enter into a partnership with the federal government, the Army Corps of Engineers, to build infrastructure to reduce flooding.
There was essentially 9 feet of water on Granby Street. And we are now much more densely populated.
Virginia Beach delegate Jason Miyares has spent a lot of time thinking about this, the flooding waters in Houston and Florida and the torn apart islands, and he wants Virginia prepared.
We could go to the Army Corps of Engineers and say, give us your 5 most critically important hurricane protection and flooding protection projects that you need to be done right now.
Doing that is part of Miyares' Hurricane and Flooding Risk Reduction Act that was tabled but will be resubmitted to the General Assembly this January.
In the wintertime, maybe they don't view hurricanes as that present because there's none off their coast. But right now, it's a little bit of out of sight, out of mind.
Not anymore. Not now. The delegates' bill will create an authority, cost $1.2 million, to hire civil engineers and economists to work with the Army Corps to pinpoint which projects will protect us from massive flooding and then build it. Projects that could help Norfolk. Councilwoman Andrea McClellan.
We have old stormwater pipes, and those pipes now, the outfalls are now being covered with water.
Storm walls, protection, flooding protection that would protect us from the storm surge.
Miyares shows us this picture of massive flooding in Virginia Beach after a Cat 3 hurricane that hasn't happened here since 1944.
The devastation would be absolutely incredible. It's what keeps me awake at night thinking about what would be the impact of a Category 2 or Category 3 hurricane on this area.
And Councilwoman McClellan brings up this important point. If flooding prevents our military and civilians from getting on and off the base, that could become a national security issue, as is the closing of our ports and the wrecking of our tourism industry. This bill will be submitted in January. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on your side.